Hey, all y'all, you Uber Lyft drivers. This here's Paul, your Uber cowboy, Uber Lyft driver cowboy, and I want to talk to you about uh, where some of the money is. Some of it, not all of it, but I've been doing this for about a year and a half. My my uh, 9 to 5 job is pretty stressful. It's working over at prisons. Now, for y'all ex-cons, I don't know you, but hey, hope y'all had a good time. And all right, stay at our Gray Bar Hotel and Resort. Well, let me talk to you about some of the things that I've learned. And I used to do Uber Eats way back then, about 2 years ago. And I had pretty good money, not too bad. I had to watch it because I started getting roaches in my car from bad weather and stuff like that. But you got to watch it and watch how your car is. Keep your car clean and all that stuff. Right now it's a little bit of a mess, but I'm just keeping some of my personal stuff up here to where I can get to it, like my snacks and stuff. And well, things you got to learn is trial by fire. And what I mean by trial by fire is this, is that you got to find out where that money is. Most of my money I'm making is over here at Houston Hobby. And another thing is I'm in Houston, Texas. And a lot of times they'll say like the airport queue, which is the airport parking lot for us Uber drivers, Uber Lyft drivers, Uber X, Black, XL, SUV, whatnots. And a lot of times they'll say that it's pretty full. And yeah, it's pretty full. But don't let that discourage you. Don't let them numbers like 16 to 20 or something like that discourage you, saying, oh my God, it's going to be so many people, not enough flights. One thing I learned was get you one of them flight status apps. That way you can sit there and catch how many flights are coming in. And you got to remember that on a lot of flights, they're full. And there's a lot of folks that are going to take that Uber Lyft type deal. Are going to get us some passengers because we are not taxi. And we don't charge by the minute. One flat rate, one flat steel, that's it. And that's all there is. I've talked to many passengers that we have sat there and said, y'all are the best. Because y'all are right there. I says, yes, ma'am. And y'all don't charge too much. I said, man, we don't charge too much is because we don't sit there and put on a meter ourselves and say, well, this is how much it's going to cost. Y'all know how much it's going to cost when y'all put your credit card numbers in there and stuff like that. Now, you might want to spruce up your car a little bit. I mean, that's up to you and your budget, but I had a little bit of money left over. Now, mind you, I only do this part-time for now. I'm thinking about maybe doing it full-time, but hey, what the hell. So, I sat there and I thought about it, and I said, ma'am, and sir, because she had her husband there, I says, folks, the reason we are so inexpensive is we charge a flat rate, and they estimate how many miles it's going to be and how many cents per mile, and so forth and so on. Now, the only thing is, we're not a taxi. And she says, but y'all are so convenient. And I said, yes, because we got so many drivers out there that are going out there, and some of them driving around, some of them sitting around, some of the hot spots and stuff like that. And we're sitting there within about 5 to 6 minutes away from y'all. And she says, well, yeah, that is true. And that's what makes it convenient. We don't have to go through a dispatcher, and dispatcher calls somebody way across into Baytown when you're over here in Pasadena. And they say, okay, we'll be there in 20 minutes. When 20 minutes later, you ain't got your ride yet. Ain't that something? Because I sat there one time and wanted to take a taxi, and I sat there for 4 freaking hours waiting on a taxi. And this one lady sat there when I was a security guard at this one here Holiday Inn, nice Holiday Inn, pretty fancy thing, about a 4-star rating on it. It said right there 4 stars right there on that there counter. Me and the fellas back in the back there, kind of talking and stuff. Anyways, that's beyond the point. And this one lady comes out there and she says, I ordered a taxi about 2 o'clock this morning, and it's coming up on 3. And I says, ma'am, may I offer you a great suggestion? And I live by this here suggestion, not because I'm a driver, but because I also had to use Lyft and Uber before, when I wanted to go, when I wasn't this age. And I wanted to use Uber, Lyft, and I wanted to have a couple of drinks, and I didn't want to worry about drinking and driving, don't you know? And she says, well, I'll declare. I'll talk to y'all later, okay?